where you go, where you walk, what you say, when you talk, where you go, where you walk, what you say.
Good morning to Grenada, Carriacou, Petit Martinique, the rest of the Eastern Caribbean, and all those listening in Radio Land. I am CJ, and this is Real FM. It is a rainy Wednesday morning. Kenro, when you're ready, honey, stop in.
With everybody scrambling to get a share. Wolves in sheep clothing, birds of prey waiting to swoop down on you, and there's no telling what they'll do. You gotta be careful. You gotta be careful. Where you go when you're walking, what you say when you're talking, you gotta be careful. You gotta be careful, careful. We have to prepare to meet the challenges of life without fear. Greed and jealousy, hatred and envy, man, you have to move with care in that jungle out there. You got to be careful. You got to be careful. When you're moving, which direction you're going, you gotta be careful. You gotta be careful, careful.
Where you go, where you walk, what you say, when you talk, where you go, where you walk, what you say, when you talk.
In your search for happiness, you gotta leave a little room for loneliness. More things could happen all of a sudden before you realize it's only a disguise. You gotta be careful. You gotta be careful. With what you do and how you're doing it.
You gotta be careful.
If you do, when you're doing it, you gotta be careful. You gotta be careful, careful.
Good morning.
Morning.
How are you?
Not too bad on you.
I'm good. I almost called the police and asked if they see you walking, instead of,
You all have forget that you know over fickle when I catch myself I tell you man I say from England. I say I have to go and pray.
Well, it's a good thing you catch yourself. I almost put it out there. Go ahead, please.
All right.
Okay.
Father, this morning, blessed Lord, good morning to you and good morning to Jester and good morning to Grenada. This morning, Lord, I stretch my hands to thee, no other help I know but only you. And if you should draw yourself from us this hour, Lord, where thou shall we go? This morning, Lord, we give you thanks, we give you praise, we glorify your name. We thank you for putting us to bed. We thanking you for waking us up. We thanking you for the breath you breathe unto each and every one of us. We give you a special thanks for it this morning, blessed Lord. Father, I bring the school children before you this morning, blessed Lord. Father, pass by every schoolhouse. Remember all those children here and everywhere. Reach out and touch them this morning. Educate them for yourself. Remember the teachers I bring before you. Remember the principal I bring before you this morning, Lord. Father, help them that are able to help those children to educate them this morning, blessed Lord. Father, I give you thanks for them this morning. Father, I bring the Prime Minister before you. Father God, what could I tell you what you don't know? You knows everything. I bring all his ministers before you. Father, take charge and control over them, guide and protect them, and do for them what you cannot do for them, what they cannot do for themselves this morning, blessed Lord. Father God, I bring the entire force before you. Remember them this morning, blessed Lord. Remember them this morning, blessed Lord. Pass by each and every police station, every camp. Remember them, Lord. The SSU is in your hand this morning, Lord. Father, I bring Dr. Kid before you this hour, Lord. Remember that son. We serve by locate, guide him and protect him. Father, bring all the ministers before you this hour, blessed Lord. I bring all those who are the witnesses, Lord, before you this hour, blessed Jesus. Father God, take them in charge if thou be so pleased. Leave them not alone, but still support and comfort them. Father, the purpose arriving fast and unfolding each and every hour, and the bud may have a bitter taste, but to the ending of it, sweet shall be the flowers. This morning, blessed Lord. Father God, look over us. Joy you cut in and give us a peep down. Prop us on any bending side. There is times we up and there is times we down, and there is times we almost to the ground this hour, blessed Lord. Father, remember the boat on the ocean, I bring it before you. Remember the plane in the air this hour, blessed Lord. Father, not forgetting the Coast Guard, not forgetting the fishermen. Help them, Lord, that they're able to have a cat because they daily depend on that. This hour, blessed Lord. My God and my King, I bring the sick and afflicted one, those on the hospital bed, even those in the home, Lord, I bring them before you. Pass by the hospital this hour, Lord. Those in childbirth, I bring them before you. I'm asking you, Lord, to remember them and to grant them a safe deliverance. Leave them not alone, but still support and comfort them. Those preparing themselves for the operation table, Lord. Father, the doctors in your hand, the nurses I bring before you this hour, Lord. All workers here and everywhere, I bring them before you. Father, look over them this morning. Bless them if thou be so pleased. The bosses, the driver, the conductor, the passenger. Remember Mr. Andrew this hour, Lord. I bring that son before you. Father, wheresoever I locate, I know you with him, Jesus. Father, guide him and protect him. Keep him in the act of safety. Remember the whom you lend unto him. Keep it safe night and day. Leave no veins where Satan could enter. Remember his staff I bring before you. Each and every one of them. I cannot name them one by one, but Master, remember them. Those are traveling in boats, are traveling mercy for them. This our blessed Lord. I'll driver here and everywhere. I bring them before you this hour, blessed Lord. The folk in that radio station, Lord. Remember the Bongling Center and even the Chancellor, the door, the entire of the gap. Keep that place safe night and day, my God and my Redeemer. You knows everything. My village and my people this hour, blessed Lord. Father God, remember Lista again this morning. Father, pass by the hospital this hour, blessed Lord. Remember that son, if thou be so pleased. Touch him, Master, from the crown of his head to the sole of his foot. Remember all the nurses are taking care of them. Father, he's like a baby this hour, Lord. Grant them to have patience with him this hour, Master. Father, keep that son in the act of safety. Remember him, mother, up and down this hour, Lord. Give her the health, give her the strength. Help her to enjoy, help her to run the race and to win it. Remember his grandfather, Lord, and his grandmother. My God and my King, take that son in charge. If thou be so pleased, pass by the hospital bed where he lie down, Lord. Remember him, Jesus. Bless him if thou be so pleased. As you tell the disciple to say, our Father which art in heaven. To say, holy be thy name, thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from all evil. For thy is the kingdom, the power, and the glory forever and ever. Amen and amen. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Jesus.
Amen. So you're going back on the phone call now?
No.
You cut your phone call short. Kenny, I don't know what happened there. We were having a good conversation and your phone just went off. So, good morning and have yourself a good day.
Where you go? Where you walk? What you say? When you talk? Where you go? Where you walk? What you say?
Drumsticks, if you're listening.
It's a hungry world out there, with everybody scrambling to get a share. Wolves in sheep clothing, birds of prey waiting to swoop down on you, and there's no telling what they'll do. You gotta be careful. You gotta be careful. Where you go when you're walking, what you say when you're talking, you gotta be careful. You gotta be careful, careful. I say we have to prepare to meet the challenges of life without fear. Greed and jealousy, hatred and envy, man, you have to move with care in that jungle out there. You got to be careful. You got to be careful. How you move when you're moving, which direction you're going, you gotta be careful. You gotta be careful, careful.
Where you go? Where you walk? What you say? When you talk? Where you go? Where you walk? What you say? When you talk?
In your search for happiness, you gotta leave a little room for loneliness. More things could happen all of a sudden before you realize it's only a disguise. You gotta be careful. You gotta be careful. With what you do and how you're doing it. If you do, when you're doing it, you gotta be careful. You gotta be careful, careful.
M&M Hardware Limited, Hope St. Andrew and Dusty Highway, St. George. Shop conveniently for all your building materials, including plumbing, electrical, lumber, cement, steel, and much more. We manufacture roofing sheets available in 11 colors, aluminum windows, doors, insect screens, and hurricane shutters. Installation services are available for all our manufactured products. Our opening hours are Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m., Saturdays, 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. M&N Hardware Limited. Come on in and experience our affordable prices. or call us 444-6757 or 440-6757 Dusty Highway. Email us at info@mahonhardware.com or mnmdusty@mahonhardware.com. M&M Hardware, foundation to roof. Let's build together.
Good morning, Drumsticks.
Hello, good morning.
What's the scripture this morning?
Listen, and you're going to hear. Good morning to you. Good morning to the nation. I'm reading from the Word of God. Psalm 96, verse 6. Honor and majesty are before him. Strength and beauty are in his sanctuary. Give unto the Lord, O ye gates of the people. Give unto the Lord glory and strength. Give unto the Lord the glory due unto his name. Bring an offering and come into his courts. O worship the Lord in the beauty of holiness. Fear before him all the earth. Say among the heathen that the Lord reigneth. The world also shall be established, that it shall not be moved. He shall judge the people righteously. This is the end of the scripture reading.
All right, thank you.
Okay, have a nice day.
Have yourself a great day, too.
Bye.
All right, bye. Just a little reminder for the people traveling from St. Patrick's to St. Mark's. There is like a couple landslides happening, and there is one that just happened when I'm coming up on the bus. So we're just asking everybody to be safe on the road this morning, because I don't know what's going on with the landman. It's just coming down in the road right now. So just be safe on the road, all right?
It's a hungry world out there, with everybody scrambling to get a share. Wolf in sheep clothing, birds of prey waiting to swoop down on you, and there's no telling what they'll do. You gotta be careful. You gotta be careful. Where you go when you're walking, what you say when you're talking, you gotta be careful. You gotta be careful, careful. I say we have to prepare to meet the challenges of life without fear. Greed and jealousy, hatred and envy, man, you have to move with care in that jungle.
Ozone really gets it clean. Get with the Ozone family line of products. Ozone liquid laundry detergent. Perfect for your semi or fully automatic washing machines. Yet suitable for your hand wash. Soft on your hands. Ozone disinfectant cleaner. It's the most powerful disinfectant and cleaner with a long-lasting fresh scent. Tackles every job around the house or office. Ozone detergent powder and ultra soft fabric softener gets your clothes clean with a natural freshness. Keeps your colors bright. Choose from the wonderful scents: soft flower, ocean breeze, and the new aloe vera. Keep your kitchen sparkling clean with the Ozone dishwashing liquid, Ozone sponges, and cleaning cloth. Ozone toilet bowl cleaner removes lime scale and kills germs while giving your toilet a refreshing scent. Ozone really gets it clean. Marketed and distributed by Calico, Frequente St. George's, and are available at shops and supermarkets nationwide.
Now more than ever, Flow is working hard to keep you connected to the things that matter most. Your family, your work, and your favorite entertainment. We are also providing Flow Study free of charge so students can stay connected and up to date with their schoolwork. And because your safety is our highest priority, you can manage your account from the safety of your own home through the MyFlow app. We are here for you, keeping you connected.
Where you go? Where you walk? What you say? When you talk? Where you go? Where you walk? What you say? When you talk?
It's a hungry world out there, with everybody scrambling to get a share. Wolves in sheep clothing, birds of prey waiting to swoop down on you, and there's no telling what they'll do. You gotta be careful. You gotta be careful. Where you go when you're walking, what you say when you're talking, you gotta be careful. You gotta be careful, careful.
The biggest show of all time is coming to Grenada as Make Noise Entertainment presents Fire and Ice. Fire and Ice. Saturday, November 26, 2022. Featuring Shensia. Yes, Shensia is coming.
Hey, it's the girl Shensia. Catch me perform live at Fire and Ice November 26 at Grenada National Stadium. Grenada, me forward. Meet me there.
Get ready for Fire and Ice. Ladies, walk out. Walk out.
Let your guard down, girl, don't put on no front. Me want to get nasty. In the car, that's the after party.
Shensia is coming. National Cricket Stadium. Grab your limited early bird tickets now. Available on GoToFed and all authorized ticket outlets. Stay tuned for more information.
M&M Hardware Limited, Hope St. Andrew and Dusty Highway, St. George. Shop conveniently for all your building materials, including plumbing, electrical, lumber, cement, steel, and much more. We manufacture roofing sheets available in 11 colors, aluminum windows, doors, insect screens, and hurricane shutters. Installation services are available for all our manufactured products. Our opening hours are Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m., Saturdays, 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. M&M Hardware Limited. Come on in and experience our affordable prices, or call us 444-6757 or 440-6757 Dusty Highway. Email us at info@mahonhardware.com or mnmdusty@mahonhardware.com. M&M Hardware, foundation to roof. Let's build together.
From the north, covering south, east, and west. This is Real FM.
Good morning from the Met Office. Hello?
Yes.
Good morning.
Yes, good morning to Mr. Igwe,
Good morning.
and good morning to all listeners of Real FM. Let's take a look at the weather for today, Wednesday, the 12th day of October 2022. At Point Chelling, it is cloudy with some showers to the south. The wind is variable at 2 miles per hour. The barometric pressure is 1013.4 millibars, which is just above normal and rising. The present temperature 25.4 degrees Celsius, relative humidity 94%. Yesterday's maximum temperature was 31.8 degrees Celsius and the minimum last night 23.5 degrees Celsius. Over the past 24 hours, we had 35.4 millimeters of rain. The total for the month so far 130.3 millimeters. Now for the public forecast for Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique Valley for today and tonight. The weather is expected to be partly cloudy to cloudy, slight hazy and breezy, with few brief to widely scattered showers, rain and the possible isolated thunder, improving during the afternoon. Today's maximum temperature should reach 31 degrees Celsius. The wind should be northeasterly to easterly at 15 to 25 miles per hour. The sea should be moderate with waves 4 to 6 feet in open waters. The tide is currently falling, will be low at 11:30 a.m. and high at 5:30 p.m. Sunset today 5:52, sunrise tomorrow 5:57. To repeat the forecast, the weather is expected to be partly cloudy to cloudy, slight hazy and breezy, with few brief to widely scattered showers, rain and the possible isolated thunder, improving during the afternoon. From the Maurice Bishop International Airport, Jason Robertson reporting.
All right.
All right, Mr. English.
All right, take care. All right, Grenada, there you have it. That was our weather for this morning. Up next, we have Nawasa.
The Nawasa app brings the power of Nawasa's customer service experience to you. Instant, conversational, and smart. Easy access anywhere. Get bill balance, transaction history for up to 6 months, reporting faults, link to websites, view payment centers, contact information, push notifications, and multi-tenant accounts, all in a secure login platform. Like a self-service concierge app, mobile.nawasa.gd gets you the support you need much faster. Available on both Android and iOS platforms. Mobile.nawasa.gd, your customer support companion. Nawasa, committed to meeting customers' needs.
Good morning, consumers, and welcome to WaterWise, a production of the National Water and Sewage Authority, Nawasa. Thanks for joining us this morning. I am Jamila Lewis. A team from Nawasa will, from October 26, 2022, return to the Sister Isles of Carriacou in its second application drive as we prepare to officially open our Carriacou sub-office by the end of the year. The application drive allows persons an opportunity to meet our team, ask questions, and apply for a water connection from Nawasa. The Carriacou Water Supply Expansion Project will allow residents to connect to Nawasa's network, which runs from 6th Road through to Lauriston, Leicester, and Havyvale, and ending at Belmont Junction. A first application drive was held from April 13th to 15th at the Lauriston Mini Stadium car park to provide support to individuals who wish to get connected. Assistance was provided with the completion of application forms, advice on acquiring documentation required for getting connection, as well as answers to questions about water quality. The $1.2 million East Caribbean Carriacou Water Supply Expansion Project, financed by the Italian government and executed through the Caribbean Climate Change Center 5Cs, will eventually see the expansion of the water supply network to Hermitage. One activity confirmed for Nawasa's presence during our stay in Carriacou is the Corn Festival, which was suspended for 2 years due to the COVID-19 pandemic. Nawasa is very happy to be associated with this festival, and a statement from organizers reports that there is a yearning for the return of the festival in 2022. As it is widely known, Carriacou is regarded as the cradle of culture and the basket of traditions in the state of Grenada. The festival is built on the use of staple crop corn, where organizers explore the multiple uses and diverse products that can be derived from it. This event is a community initiative where vendors and farmers will get involved. The saying, "Grow what we eat and eat what we grow," fits well into the objective of the festival. It also offers a means of bolstering economic development and maintaining the rich traditions within the communities in Carriacou. This year's festival is scheduled for Sunday, October 30th at its home, the Footprint Beach Bar. It is again designed for the family and once again dated to capture the large numbers of returning nationals and visitors expected for the traditional All Saints celebration. And organizers have invited businesses to partner with them for the successful staging, hence Nawasa's support. A team from Nawasa will be at this festival, and persons can come, engage us, get more information on getting connected to NWASA's network. In our coming programs, we will share with you more on our plans for our second application drive in Carriacou from October 26th to 30th, 2022. Well, that's a wrap on this morning's edition of Waterwise. On behalf of the entire team at NWASA, I am Jamila Lewis, wishing you a wonderful day.
The NWASA app brings the power of NWASA's customer service experience to you. Instant, conversational, and smart. Easy access anywhere. Get bill balance, transaction history for up to 6 months, report a fault, link to websites, view payment centers, contact information, push notifications, and multi-tenant accounts, all in a secure login platform. Like a self-service concierge app, mobile.nawasa.gd gets you the support you need much faster. Available on both Android and iOS platforms. Mobile.nawasa.gd, your customer support companion. NWASA, committed to
91.5 Real FM got you covered.
Igwe, good morning.
Morning, Igwe.
Mm-hmm.
Political Wednesdays.
Mm-hmm.
Pure facts.
All right, I know you will do some research.
And this morning, the caption for this morning discussion is, was it just campaign promises or was it blatantly lies? And I'll endeavor to bring information and facts as to satisfy or as to give you the opportunity to decide whether it was just campaign or election promises or was it blatant lies. First things first, Igwe.
Mm-hmm.
Kennedy Budlal, morning. Today is your birth date. So, happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. I hope you have a blast today, man. And I hope sometime during the day we might meet up, maybe to share a moment or so. And so, was it campaign promises or was it just blatant lies? Pure facts. A promise is a declaration or assurance that one will do a particular thing or that a particular thing will happen. A promise is a declaration or assurance that one will do a particular thing or that a particular thing will happen. A lie, to speak falsely or untruth knowingly as with the intent to deceive, convey a false impression. I'll go that again. Lie, to speak falsely, untruth knowingly, as with the intent to deceive, convey a false impression. So after today's delivery, Igwe, persons will come to the thought or the understanding, was it just campaign promises or was it blatant lies? As we do on Real FM, Igwe, we deal in facts. So this morning, I'll endeavor to play a couple clips from their own mouth, in their own words, and then we'll have a discussion or we'll unpack what was said. So, Igwe, give me the first one.
Hold on, it's loading up. You know, the internet does take a little while before you load it up.
Well, firstly, friends, when planning to manage the finances of a country, one must take into consideration at all times. You must take into consideration at all times the worst case scenario. Pure facts. You must consider what is the worst case scenario. With that said, our Honorable Prime Minister, Mr. Dick Mitchell, admitted that if all those who are eligible to leave the public service, the 1800 plus, choose so to do, it will cost the country $295 million thereabouts. Adding to that, he said that 60 to 90 million for retroactive payment. And the retroactive payment is up to the date of the ruling. So that already, we're talking about 355 million. Eh? So how much from the date of the ruling, which was 6 months ago? No, so the question is, what is the cost to bring the retroactive people up to this? Because you see, the retroactive only reach for the date of the ruling. We have the clip?
Yeah, we have it.
Let's play the clip.
Okay.
During his national address on Tuesday night, Prime Minister Dr. Keith Mitchell reiterated that government has taken the decision to not appeal the recent pension ruling, despite strong legal advice that there are good enough grounds for an appeal. However, the Prime Minister added that not appealing the judgment means that government will have to pay out millions of dollars to public servants, which, if not managed strategically, can completely derail the country's economy.
Regarding the issue of payment of state pensions, unless we manage the process well and set out a viable roadmap under which the state could meet its obligations, it can completely derail the economy, sink thousands into dire poverty, and set us back many years and cripple the future development plans.
Dr. Mitchell provided preliminary figures of what the payout would cost government.
While the fiscal obligations of the court ruling are still being tabulated, preliminary indication, and these are just preliminary numbers, are that we will have to find at least $465 million. Sister brothers, take that in. $465 million. That's not all. And then on average, we have to find $120 more million each year for at least the next 37 years.
Prime Minister Mitchell says government has also set up a broad-based advisory committee that will provide further technical advice and other general guidance on the issue.
They will use their expertise and experiences in studying the entire issue and the decision that the government has made, with an objective to make specific recommendations to the government on how we move forward. That committee will be headed by economist and experienced global public servant Dr. Spencer Thomas. And it includes also economist Dr. Carrie Grenade and Dr. Patrick Antoine, and a former Chief Justice of the Caribbean Court of Justice, Sir Dennis Byron. There will also be a fifth representative coming from the Eastern Caribbean Central Bank. The governor will inform us.
The advisory committee held...
That's the end of the degree.
So, folks, there you have it. Dr. Mitchell, recognizing the ruling of the court, one, he say, we will not appeal the ruling. We accept it. And he went on to set a road map, recognizing the enormity of the situation of pension as to the way forward. But at the time, the opposition, all they said, we go pay. No matter if we have to borrow, we go pay. That's it was. So I am being deliberate this morning and for persons to understand. You have the next one ready for me?
Yeah, the next one already.
Yeah, give me.
All right.
Welcome back, viewers. I'm on with Prime Minister Dick Mitchell. It's 100 days since he was sworn in as a Prime Minister. We're talking about achievements and the future that he sees for the country. $60 million pension, November.
Yes.
That's retroactive.
Yes.
What sort of provisions have you made for the monthly amounts that have to be paid, and has that started yet? What's going on with that?
That's started already, because effectively once the court ruling was made, the government has to comply with the court ruling. So if someone retires tomorrow, for instance, he's entitled to his pension, and his pension is paid.
And so the people who were not receiving pension before, who are under that 60 million retroactive, their monthly is also accumulating. Is that being tagged on to the retroactive amount, or is that already running?
Right. So, well, the effective date is, I guess, more or less this year. I'm using this year broadly. So the retroactive payment, I believe, should take us up to effectively the date of the judgment. And then persons who are retiring post the date of the judgment will then pay their normal monthly pensions.
Okay. Have you done the calculations to determine the monthly cost to the state to reinstate the monthly pension?
Well, it's something that fluctuates, obviously, because people don't. Let me put it this way: if everybody who is entitled to retire on the various rules that exist, because we deal with different categories of workers who have different rules for when they become eligible to retire and take their pension. So the prison officers have one set of rules, teachers have one, police officers have one, the public workers, central public workers have another one. The rough calculation, if everyone, all I think close to as much as 1,800 of them decided they were retiring and walking, the cost of the state would be somewhere in the region of $290 million, including the $60 million retroactive pay.
So that's what the modeling is showing.
That's what the modeling is showing.
Any other variations to the modeling?
Well, then essentially the variations range from the 60 million to the 90. It really depends on the actions of the public workers, the prison officers, the police officers, as to whether simply because they become eligible and because we've signaled our willingness to comply with the constitutional obligation of the state, whether they would work or not. At the very first meeting that I held with the unions who represent the workers, that issue came up. I certainly indicated from where I sit, while you could do it, you have to ask yourself whether it will belong to the benefit of the state and or to you individually if all 1,800 or so million entitled walked. I have not seen any indication that is likely to happen. We have a pension secretariat that has been set up. Obviously, the intent is to first deal with the retroactive aspect of it, but I suspect if...
They have it, Igwe.
Yes, Igwe. So I want persons to digest the two statements, the two clips. So let's take a break, Igwe, and we'll be back.
Hold on there, Baba.
Do you know that you can lower your electricity bill by using energy-saving bulbs? CFLs and LEDs use up to 75% less energy than your traditional bulbs, and they even last 10 to 25 times longer. Over time, consider switching to more energy-efficient CFLs and LEDs, which can help lower your electricity bill. As an individual consumer, I cannot impact global fuel prices. However, I can ease the burden of rising fuel rates by using energy-saving bulbs. What can you do?
Get the drive with Lucozade Energy. Buy Lucozade and enter for a chance to win the grand prize of a Toyota Hilux. Plus, Win up to 500,000 instant prizes, including Fitbit watches, GoPros, earbuds, Amazon gift cards, and free Lucozade. To enter, buy one of the Lucozade Energy promo bottles and look under the cap for your code. Enter it online or send it via WhatsApp, see press, and social media for details. Buy, win, and get the drive with Lucozade Energy today. Lucozade, taste the energy.
The biggest show of all time is coming to Grenada as Make Noise Entertainment presents Fire and Ice. Fire and Ice. Saturday, November 26, 2022. Featuring Shensia. Yes, Shensia is coming.
Hey, it's the girl Shensia. Catch me perform live at Fire and Ice November 26 at Grenada National Stadium. Grenada, me forward. Meet me there.
Get ready for Fire and Ice. Ladies, walk out. Walk out.
Let your guard down, girl, don't put on up front. Me want to get nasty. Inna the car, that's the after party.
Shensia is coming. Grenada. National Cricket Stadium. Grab your limited early bird tickets now. Available on Go2Fed and all authorized ticket outlets. Stay tuned for more information.
Grenada on Saturday, October 22nd. Junction Promotions presents Rose from Concrete on concert. The Grenada National Stadium featuring Skillabang.
Bless me, baptize me.
Skillabang.
Don't grind me. First thing on a bowl like me, full of crocodile.
Jada Kingdom. Jada Kingdom. Together with Boise, Wasways, Dash, Jack King, Lil Jello, Ledneck, Mr. Golden, Temptress, and Pinky Fabulous. All backed by the Octane Band. Get your advance tickets now at our ticket outlets and online at GoToFet.com. General admission $80. Premium stage VIP $500. Rose from Concrete, the concert.
Every time I feel, can't do no different.
Saturday, October 22nd. One night, one massive event. Rose from Concrete, the concert. Saturday, October 22nd, the Grenada National Stadium, featuring Skillabang and Jada Kingdom. 91.5 Real FM got you covered.
Asking me what is wrong with Trinidad. You can't understand why things go on so bad. You find we so rich in human resources, and yet the country going to pieces. Well, let me tell you, my friend, where we went wrong. After Eric Williams' old car breakdown, we called in an AR, we ordered an X-car and installed a new driver. With 33 passengers from the party, we gave him a maxi taxi, fitted with my wheels, tape deck, computer, air conditioned 8-cylinder. With posh new fittings, this maxi car arrives. Then it started to swerve and nosedive. It took a year for passengers to realize. They say
the new driver.
The new driver cannot drive.
I tell you.
Yeah, Igwe, so when you have to manage the affairs of a country, you have to consider a worst case scenario. And in terms of the pension, the former Prime Minister, Dr. Mitchell, outlined the situation that relates to pension. He also mentioned the fact that the numbers was closer to 400 million And everybody laughed at Dr. Mitchell. They say he lie. They say we want money and we want money now. And all these things was said without one understanding the whole concept of pension liability. But this Prime Minister, present Prime Minister, Honorable Deacon Mitchell, in his discussion after the 100 days, he started quoting figures, 295 million plus 60 to 90 million. That brings you to 400 million, what Dr. Mitchell talk about. So all the talk and the shenanigans about Dr. Mitchell was mischief, and he didn't want to pay the people pension because it was only 60 million. Now we realizing what Dr. Mitchell was saying was true. That it was closer, the liability of pension was closer to 400 million than 60. And 60 to 90 million would take care only retroactively, like the backlog, and not going forward. And it only ends to the date of the ruling. So what happens between the date of the ruling to present time, 6 months? What is the figures calculated there? So when Dr. Mitchell talk about 400 million, everybody was a big joke. And they say he lying. No, the present Prime Minister, in his discussion on the narrative with Ms. Kalistra, when he give all the figures, I ain't bright. I don't say bright. 295 million plus 60 to 90 million. And then we have to address the small matter of 6 months from since the ruling. And people who are retiring this year, who have retired this year, plus the pension budget before the ruling of 75 million, that takes you way past 400 million. The same thing Dr. Keith Mitchell was saying. So when he spoke on figures, they say, oh, Dr. Keith Mitchell trying to frighten people online. But within less than a year, the present Prime Minister has confirmed by figures, by his utterances, and the figures he gave, that pension liability is closer to 400 million than the 60 million they're talking about. So I challenge anyone to prove to me the statement made by Dr. Mitchell, where is the lie? Because I told you, today we're talking about either was it just a promise or a lie. And if persons choose, you have to meet the criteria. You have to understand. And if persons choose to leave who have met the criteria, you must be able to cater for that. So when you're talking about pension liability, and the present Prime Minister speak it in, he say over 1,800 people are now presently entitled, have been qualified in the public service. So you don't know, the devil knows not the mind of man. So you don't know if people want to go, so you have to have contingents in place. Should these people decide to go, so that is liability. And he says in his own words, there are about 295 million. Plus in his own words, 60 to 90 million for retroactive. Then 75 million was already budgeted before the ruling for pension. When you add these figures up, you pass 400 million. And exactly what Dr. Keith Mitchell was saying. And at the time they laugh at him and they say he lied. And now the reality comes in. And we have more clips to play now, Igwe.
Yeah, I have one more.
To confirm, you know. We have 2 more clips to play. We have 2 more important clips to play. And just before we go, it's pure facts here this morning. It's about facts. It's not about my opinion. The clips and the utterances is not my opinion, and I haven't adopted them to become mine by adoption. I'm just giving the people pure, undiluted facts. So I want to tie in everything in one, but I need to play 2 other clips, Igwe.
Let me play the first one.
Yeah.
Loans, if affordable, is made available to citizens of Grenada. The issue is not whether that's not the issue. The issue is you've placed a large group of Grenadian workers on contract. You've placed them in a position where they are unable to borrow through the normal financial institutions by putting them in a position where they do not have sustainable or sustained employment. And what that means is that you've made them vulnerable. You've put them in a position where you now have to try and create a special lending scheme for them to borrow. And I'm saying even the special lending scheme that you've created, most of them are not going to qualify for the loan. And they're not going to qualify because you've already placed them in a position to disqualify them. Because they would not have acquired land. They would not have life insurance because they're working on 6 months or 12-month contracts. And if they're working, and if the jobs they are doing are permanent jobs, jobs that are normal customer requirements for the government, they should be indefinite employees or permanent employees. They should not be on contract work. And if they're not on contract work, they will be able to take part, like the rest of the persons who are on permanent jobs, in the normal banking and financial and the credit union systems in Grenada. And that is how you create wealth.
Absolutely.
That is how you sustain and raise your standard of living. That is how you're able to save money. That is how you acquire a home or acquire a piece of land, or you're able to start a small business on the side. But when you put people on contract work, and when there is no need to do so, then you are putting them in a vulnerable position, and you are doing so deliberately. And so the question you have to ask is, why are you doing so?
Yep.
And in my view, you are doing so because you want to have the ability to fire them at will. So you want to create job insecurity because you want to be able to manipulate them for your own ulterior reasons.
Right.
Right? So let's make this clear. For those contract workers who are able to qualify for that GDB loan, I'm happy for them. But a significant number of them will not be able to qualify.
Right.
And the question is, when they don't qualify, what happens to them? They remain on contract work. So what has to be addressed is the fact that the government has to end this contract work, absorb the employees because they are doing jobs that are normal, customary, and required. Let's take, for example, a cook in a school. If you have a school feeding program, that job is required indefinitely. There is no reason to put a cook on a contract work.
Right.
And remember, when you put her on contract work, she has no pension. She has no chance of getting health insurance. She has no chance of buying life insurance because the incomes are very low.
Yep.
Right? And if you go to buy these things, they will say to you, well, we have no guarantee that you will have a job 6 months from now or 12 months from now. And so no one wants to deal with you from a financial perspective when you're in that position.
Right.
And I'm saying the job of the citizens, of the government, is to fight for its citizens, to protect its citizens, to encourage its citizens to be independent, not dependent,
Right.
not vulnerable. So that is the challenge we face. And I'm saying it is solvable by the stroke of a pen.
Yep.
And let me make this further point. It is actually illegal. The Employment Act clearly says that you cannot put someone on a fixed-term contract, meaning these short-term contracts, when the position they are filling is an indefinite one. So the government itself is breaking the law. The government itself is being lawless. So I'm saying in those circumstances, they should in fact end the contract work, regularize the status of the employees, and any other incentives that should be offered to them to make up for the period that they've been on contract jobs, in fact, should be given to them.
I could imagine that man in the courtroom.
No, but we're not dealing in courtroom now, we're dealing with facts. The people's people.
The people.
Was that just a campaign promise, or was it just lies? And for one among them, the AG, because I call out the AG, I would jam the AG on Real FM and tell a lady when she wear the hat, with the hat of the AG and not a political hat. But the AG yesterday, Igwe, put the thing into proper perspective. You know?
She balanced back.
And I want people to hear what the AG saying, you know, because I don't want them to say a lie. You know? So play the AG.
Hold on, he loading.
The AG put all what the Honorable Prime Minister say to shame, you know. Well, I don't know if like the Prime Minister didn't know what the AG would have said yesterday in the Senate. But the AG put the thing, by them people and them fool the grain and poly by telling them they go make them permanent. Yeah. And all the talk what the Prime Minister just talk about contract workers by the stroke of a pen. The truth about that not, get.
Yeah, I already fired it out.
Let the AG put it in perspective. Play it, let it hear.
Contract work is whether it's raise the issue of contract work and how unfair contract work is, whether it's taking place in the public sector or the private sector, and the need to regularize as much as we can contract workers. But let's be straight. We're going to be straight with the nation. Contract work and pension reform must go together. Because we commit to pay the retroactive pension, and we are doing so. We understand the import of the ruling of the court. But so as not to do severe damage, perhaps even irreparable damage to our economy in the long run, we must work out a pension plan going forward that's sustainable. Because as it stands now, when people retire, they are entitled to NIS, that's public servants I mean, they are entitled to NIS plus government pension, and government pension is a non-contributory pension, which means the government alone pays everything into the pension fund, plus under the NIS law, the government pays 6% into the NIS, into the National Insurance Fund. So going forward, that will be a really hefty sum that the IMF and everybody else have already warned is not sustainable going forward as it is. Plus, if we regularize contract workers across the board without at the same time treating with pension reform, what do? We bloat the public service, we expand the public service, and in so doing, the amount of people who would be eligible for pension. So we call on our friends in the labor movement to sit with us and work out an acceptable mode going forward, where everyone will be happy, where we will not leave an unbearable financial burden for those who come after us, and where those who retire going forward.
That's it, Igwe.
Igwe. So the AG choke all water on what the PM say, or one stroke of a pen, he could fix the thing, The AG choke all water. And Igwe, was that a campaign promise, or was it just pure lies? I can't remember Jamaican pure lies.
Or she telling truth.
So when Dr. Mitchell asked the trade union to come and sit down with him to set up a plan going forward to deal with pension, they tell them trade union people, don't go. The teachers trade union boss, we want free money and we want free money now. Jude, where you? Where the union? Because when Dr. Mitchell call a meeting, all you do go. No, Senator Claret asking her to come. I want to see. No, Senator Claret saying everything Dr. Mitchell say when the issue come up. The Prime Minister say, and I will play the clip next time, he's not here to solve his debt, but people. But now you're talking about you can't make people permanent because the IMF warn you and you go bloat the public service and pension payment goes hand in hand with regularizing contract work. Dr. Keith Mitchell say all that in the campaign. But all you didn't want to hear What are you hearing? Pension and permanent. But the Grenadian public got hoodwinked. They get catch. All you call you Corey. And I go borrow a line from Crow. Dr. Mitchell offer you kalalu soup. All you say all you want time. All you say he treat you like an outcast. So now they take the smoker in your susu. That is susu. All you say pension or 60 million now. All you say now kind of 295 million and 60 to 90. When Dr. Mitchell asked the trade union to sit down as to chat the way forward because he recognized. And all you forgetting Dr. Keith Mitchell is the guru in politics around the region. All you say he lie, old, what he know? Now the young man, they in a swimming and with sharks they know. He grappling for his survival. So the AG now come clean. She say, let's be straight. So I tell you, the bend in the vertebrae. He had curving in the vertebrae. So now she said, let's be straight to the Grenadian public. So what I want Mr. Dickon Mitchell, the Prime Minister, to do is to go back and have town hall meeting and tell all the people, you could fix it by the stroke of a pen. That is a lie. Tell them you didn't understand government because you've never been there. And Gates, Igwe, I want the Grenadian public. I tell them lack of institutional knowledge, youthful arrogance, and inexperience crash the revolution. And what is coincidental? These prime minister beginning of the revolution. And what happening already? The new driver cannot drive. The new driver cannot drive. The new driver cannot drive. So the AG yesterday, in our own deliberate judgment, tell the Grenadian people with the promise all you permanent, but that can't happen. Because we go blood the public service. And the IMF want us. The IMF want us. The same IMF I say I didn't worry. Because I'm here to serve people and not debt. So all you who doing the Grenadian public, all you tell them all kind of things. Was those things just election promises? Or was it lies? Was you knowingly telling the people about making them permanent and orders? Or were you like, take the susu? So you drop the susu on the Grenadian public. Because the AG, not my words, because it wasn't me that come and say at Gates. They would have seen Master Caroline. AG! Yeah. She said, and I want to read that little thing here, Igwe. I need to read this thing. The former Prime Minister, Dr. Mitchell, explained to the Grenadian the repercussion of making everyone in the public service permanent. And what Grenadians do? They laugh. Ki. They laugh. Just 5 months after. And I want to read what Senator Claude Joseph said. If we regularize contract workers across the board, without at the same time treating with the pension reform. Remember, when Dr. Keith Mitchell offered the union pension reform, the union go to court. So Senator Joseph coming back. For all to go down, for all to go in Dr. Keith Mitchell place and ask him for some counsel and beg him to teach all you trying to fight him down. Yes, no matter what I say. Yeah, he's a Keithite, so I could say that. But all what Dr. Keith Mitchell say come back to roost, the cows come back home gate. So she say, without treating pension reform, what do? We bloat the public service. We expand the public service, and in so doing, the amount of persons who will be eligible for pension. So all what Dr. Keith Mitchell was saying during the campaign, facts. Now they say he lie. No, Claude and them realize, nah boy, yeah. But all what we tell the people and them. But what I want to know, at what point when all telling the people and all recognize was just campaign promise or lies? Because it bear out now. Dr. Keith Mitchell just so, you know. Senator Claudette vindicate Keith Mitchell. Just so. So Keith Mitchell tell her, watch, let me tell her, when the pension ruling come out, first, and I want to take people back there, they understand. First of all, they say Dr. Keith Mitchell go appeal. The man is sleeping in the bed. When the man wake up, the man realize that the man say, I won't appeal. However, the liability of pension is of such, we have to collectively treat it. We cannot forget the part NIS play. And the man put a team of people in to advise the way forward. They say, we want the money and we want the money now. Pay us with pension. I want to see what the union go do now. Because Senator Claudette said they calling them to come and sit down as to work out a plan going for the same thing Dr. Keith Mitchell was advocating Igwe. So they only vindicate that Dr. Keith Mitchell is a guru. You know? Dr. Keith Mitchell is the Dan of all Dans. You know? Because first of all, you say you meet a lot of money there, so they are testament to the man had good management of the economy. No.
Nobody did know.
No, you fall back on exact words. If I didn't know better, I'd say like plagiarism. The exact words Dr. Keith Mitchell used. Honorable Prime Minister Dickon Mitchell, find out, because last time Dr. Keith Mitchell reached out to the olive branch, you say you didn't initiate it. Honorable Prime Minister, you need to initiate the move now and go and sit down in Dr. Keith Mitchell foot and let it teach you. Because right now you're playing dummy, don't know. Because the AG say, and thanks AG, because when you just come on the air with Buddha men, I just say it. Thanks AG. You see the light on the road to Damascus. Because you start before you say, let's be straight. AG, when you want thing for beating up, I just beat up on you. When you say something for some credence, I'm giving you now. Thanks for leveling with the Grenadian public and telling them with the promise that but we can happen. But you have to go one step further. Go back in the town hall meetings. Go back up in the diaspora and tell the people what will you telling the Grenadian public to get a vote. We can do it. We can make them permanent. So when I was here the last time, Igwe, I tell you, when I hear 9-6,
you start to ball.
I say, oh God, poor people, children, and poor people get beat up again. Some pigs call me and say, I just talking about poor people, children. I say that long. Poor people and poor people, children get beat up again. And look at it right now. I know them people and them never love the Imani Igwe. Because they say too much of evil and beat up thing about the Igwe for 10 years, about the Imanis. So I wonder, well, when election time come, they telling the Imani and them, they love them, and they go make them permanent. But I say, no, that can't be true. Because by the fruits you go know them. No, the sad story, Imani, I don't know getting permanent. You know. Claudette say, that can happen for all, you know. Contract workers, they go continue to sign contract with all, you know. So when the Prime Minister says it's illegal, I want him to address that now, you know. When he say by the stroke of a pen, he lose the pen. That's what I want to know now, you know, Igwe. So I'll hoodwink the Grenadian public. I tell them one pension. I didn't tell them only public workers could get pension. Number two, I'll tell them about permanent. So Imanis, all you won't get permanent based on what Senator Claudette say.
Sorry.
Them on contract, the nurses. And the teachers, all was militant, I say, Kita to go. I won't get permanent. Finley Jeffrey do they to put in who you want in permanent. All won't get permanent. So, when they speak, that is why I caption my thing, Gates. Was it only campaign promises or was it pure lies? You have a call on the line?
Yes, we do.
Let's take that call.
Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Morning, caller.
How are you, Master Carl?
I good.
Thanks
I just letting the Grenadian public know what's going on.
Yeah, thanks very much for that. You know, you ever hear that a Prime Minister run out of the country?
No.
Well, I think Honorable Dickon Mitchell might be the first one. You know.
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. And I understand and I feel it for the Honorable Prime Minister, Mr. Deacon Mitchell. Keith Mitchell's shoes though easy to fool him.
No, and the people don't understand that.
To put your foot in Keith Mitchell's shoe is not an easy endeavor.
The man is recognized right on the wall, you know.
But even in the utterances of Prime Minister Deacon Mitchell on this outlet in Tobago, he said Dr. Keith Mitchell is the best, if not one of the best, or if not the best politician in the region. You know?
Yes.
So what you think by the fully Ghanaian public and tell them they go make them permanent?
Yes. Master, can remember, even Barbados during the COVID.
Biki.
Other countries in the region was asking Dr. Mitchell how he doing it, you know, how he getting this thing done. You know, nobody lost their job, salary wasn't cut. Yeah. And that was during the COVID time, in the heat of the COVID. The economy was way up.
So
I personally believe we're going to ask the Prime Minister in a few months.
Why they got to bring back Dr. Mitchell? Why? They got to bring back Dr. Mitchell. The Grenadian public know.
Damn it, don't know.
Damn it, that why? They just get 15.
Yes.
So 500 days. but between now and 500 days, they go take good advantage on poor people and poor people children.
Exactly. And I heard
yes.
You mentioned 5 things that he said that they were successful in the first 100 days.
Like cock and bull talk, man.
Yeah, because it's something that, well, we're still win the 2022 T20 World Cup already.
Well, the cow jump over the moon, man. Ipiti, pow. So when, watch, and listen to me, and I want the Grenadian public, but they didn't listen. I said to the Grenadian public during the campaign that the present Prime Minister was talking like he's David Copperfield, magic. He could fix everything. Because he said the contract is illegal and it could be fixed by one stroke of the pen.
Yes.
By now, Claudette say, watch, that pen can walk by. He say he here to solve the people and not death. Now they say the IMF talk to them, the IMF want them. I hope you don't drop asleep driving because the IMF want you. I hope you don't drop asleep driving, the IMF want you.
Morning, I'm listening.
Alright, yeah. Boy, all you hoodwing by the Grenadian public take chain up. I put it in a language where they go understand the young people. Boy, are you let the NDC chain you up?
They get thick.
But they get chain up. Big time. And only takes me to watch, it takes the Grenadian public only 5 months to realize that new driver cannot drive. So they go vex. That's why that song vexing them get. Because they agree the new driver cannot drive.
Get them, Igwe, get them.
Why? You know what hurts me, Gates? The unsuspecting Grenadian public didn't listen. Let's take the call.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Morning, how are thou?
I am good, I am blessed, and I'm listening to everything.
Pure facts.
But
I don't give you nothing of my opinion here. Facts.
An old saying, and I always believe on old saying because I'm not young again, I'm an old senior citizen. The word goes, spit in the sky.
It will fall in your
eyes. Look, how bat hang up. What he hang up there?
He messing in the mouth.
To mess on God. And where the mess fall back? Right on him. So God bless them. Let them stand up there and feel according to the old revel song. Let them stay there and feel the weight of the revel.
Now in the own words, take susu.
Yes, my dear. So this is the susu time. Let them see how they could stretch out the hand, give the people the hand faithfully. God bless all you. Go ahead, I'm listening.
All right.
God bless.
I want to see how they could damble.
That new one, I don't know that one. Damble.
Yeah. Let me see how they getting out of that. You see when you have your one in a lion's mouth, make sure you try and take it out. Dr. Keith Mitchell, you go have to come back and fix the thing. The Grenadian public will call on you again. So when you say about you going, Dr. Keith Mitchell, you might have to think long and hard.
Yeah.
Because the people call back for you. You duty bound to do anything because the situation bleak. Boy, I'm sorry for that. They beat up the Imanis again. They beat them up in 2000 and they make all of them go. They promise them permanent now and look at the Senator Claudette. Tell them,
Let's
go.
be real. Let's be real. Good morning.
Morning.
Morning. The same thing I tell you, I listen what what they call it yesterday.
The Senate.
You hear what going on? You hear what going on? Listen, Louis. Listen, Claudette. And you hear what going on? Master Carl, the pen, don't let us throw the pen, you know. The ink done. Is the ink done that way going on there now, you know? I listen, I say, I want to hear Louis, because I hear Claudette, and I want to hear what Louis got to say. And you hear what going on? You see what going on? This is that one Grenadian. You know, some of us, we don't say we educate, but we don't educate. If we educate, we do ourselves. That is the thing about us. We educate, but we do ourselves. You can leave a little sheep. You go running for a sheep and you leave the cow head there. Take a little until God ready for where you could reach. We want it big and we want it big.
We want the money and we want the money now and to hear them.
No.
And to hear the fella in the teachers union. I ain't hearing him.
Yes, this is it. He go and hide because he realized what they were saying. You don't do people that.
You don't do poor people children that.
You don't. A lot of us balling, you know. And before you call your radio station and you say something, somebody jumping and attacking, stripping it.
But they can't stop me. I ain't bending, I ain't bowing to none of them.
If you listen to people and them is some of them what crucified Christ, you know.
If it takes me alone to be the opposition, I will be so.
Because I don't understand why we doing people that. A lot of people balling, they don't have breakfast, they don't have supper, they don't have nothing. And we sit down there and we say, if we don't hear what the Prime Minister say. Also, what the Prime Minister say, they're not sorry for the brother, they're not sorry for the sister. The pen, they don't throw the pen, the ink done. Have a blessed day.
All right.
Well, if you go around the people in the supermarkets and they tell your business go down, you know, so, village shop, you know, that's the reality of the situation. You know. And Gates with all that going on, I want to hear the union. Because salary negotiations for workers due. I want to hear the unions. Listen this thing, and I'm borrowing from people this morning. I'm borrowing. I want to know what is happening in Grenada. Ask them bright boys in NDC for me. Education is a golden rule. But not for all you to become power-hungry fools. Next election gates are telling them flat. Are choosing a candidate who dance like a bat. Because they're too bright. So that's why they do run in the country right. Goodness gracious, they bright. Like kryptonite.
Yeah.
Let's take the caller.
Yes, sir. Good morning.
Good morning.
Morning comes. Comes they too bright. We dance and they bright.
Good morning, son. Good morning to all listeners. Good morning to all wakers. All the people that listen to us every day. Well, watch now. Good morning to Andre Donald, wherever. Mr. Watt in America, Canada. Katia, know all you listening and all you getting back this morning. Last night when I come up, I didn't well at all yesterday. I didn't see well at all. I had been holy. I put on the TV. I don't know how the TV jumped. That's my TV I have, you know. But I had it on Fox News in America. I don't know how it jumped on Giant. And I heard the lady talking. I was shocked, you know, when I heard the lady say that she asking the Labour Senator and them now to meet with them, you know. I was shocked, boy. And then the man respond after he get up and speak. So, to call back Dr. Dr. Kit Mitchell to come and tell him you have to call him back and Mr. Call me and you go take knock for that. Leave the man alone. That is what I called to tell this one. Leave Dr. Kit Mitchell alone. Because the same people say he's an old man, it's time for him to go. Leave the man alone. He had warned them. Dr. Kit Mitchell had warned the people of this country. He explained everything to them. And I'm glad you played the first old clip with him, eh? When he was talking about the people, Dr. Mitchell, the old clip you played the first, before you start to hit them. Eh? Leave the man alone for me, please. And it's good for them, I'm not sorry. If they say he could do that, kept stroke of a pen, why don't do it? They say, his baby Jesus, he come to save Grenada. Like save
Blaspheme.
Hey, check what you get. And leave Dr. Mitchell out of that. Sir, just lie down, listen, and eat your young blood on you and your young fish. Right? Leave them alone, Carl. Don't tell him he had to come back.
Comes.
Warn them.
Comes.
Yes,
Dr.
sir.
Kit Mitchell is a Christian.
I know you don't
Listen to me. Listen to me. And
I know he had
when the word became flesh and dwelt among men, and he was hanged upon that cruel tree, he said, Father, forgive them.
Forgive them.
For they know not what they did. They get catch.
They get more than catch.
Because if you don't pay in susu, don't expect susu hand. So all them who expecting susu hand and they didn't pay susu. Right now they have to take susu in there.
Yes.
Hey!
You have a good day.
All right.
I'm going to drink some coconut.
All right. Yes.
Okay, cool. Good morning, Dr. Mitchell. And good morning to Mr. Dick Mitchell. Good morning. You're getting a good morning. Yes.
All right. All right.
What are you getting now?
Morning, Dr. Mitchell, wherever you are. If you're listening, Dr. Mitchell, consider, please, the people bawling out, you know, in the east, in the west, in the north, and in the south. The people bawling out, you know. Another one gone again, you know. More people they making go again, you know. AG, make a better try. Please. No mama guy. So the mama guy and the people, because yesterday you say, let's be straight, so before that you didn't straight. But seeing that we call you out on Real FM, since Real FM call you out, you're coming straight. So stop the complaining and complain.
She coming to come.
Yes.
Let's take the call. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, gentlemen.
Clifford, lift your voice a bit. I want to hear you this morning. Talk up.
Yes, good morning, gentlemen.
Morning, Clifford.
Right. First thing, you figure that you gave me a little bit progress. I know the 60 and 90.
Let me go back and explain further because I want you to understand. And that we here for is facts.
Right.
The Honorable Prime Minister, Mr. Deacon Mitchell, says it are about 800 persons presently who qualify for pension and gratuity. When you calculate that, it's $295 million.
Wait, too fast.
$195 million.
Yeah.
He said the retroactivity talking about, he said
it's for 800 people, roughly.
1,800, Clifford, 1,800. So when Laco say 1,000 yesterday, even Laco don't know. I just hope he was sober.
Right. 295 for 18.
Yeah, then the present thing what they talking about pension easy to pay the 60 million, say between 60 and 90. So add, let me say 90 to that.
90, yeah, go on.
And then 75 million was already budgeted by the past administration. So that takes you way past 400 million, what Dr. Kit Mitchell was talking about. And then they say he lied at the time. But they come back in their own words and confirm it.
Okay.
So they 400 million come, so they don't know. And Dr. Kit Mitchell, they don't give him credence, he's a mathematician. Them men and them figures is the thing. They bad.
No, I understand you, they know. So
when we come here, we come in loading and laden, well fully loaded.
Dr. Mitchell was talking about a whole figure right through. They was talking about just to pay out within 60 and 90 million.
Yes.
Right. And do you believe that the NMP as a party is going to be spreading that message?
Well, the NMP should let people know. And
right. To let
Clifford, listen to me. And even if it takes me alone to do it, I will do it.
Because if nobody spread that, it's going to go with the crowd again, you know. It's going to go with the crowd. Whatever these gentlemen, these people say, the majority of people still hang on to it.
No, we had them on tape this time. We had them on tape.
But until somebody, like what you do there, until somebody will explain that, it will still be just gone with the crowd again. I want you to understand that part of it. If what you're doing there is not done by the hierarchy of the party, it's going to go with the crowd. Because at this point in time, as I said, this gentleman is gaining his popularity there, and people are not worrying about those things. Now that you come and you quantify these figures there, people are still going to start looking. Well, how much people look at last night, or look at yesterday's parliament, and could say, okay, I understand and I see the difference there? How much people? So if our PR, if the PR of the NMP is not properly packaged and put together, we may not be selling the message. I hope you understand that. Not that sorry for saying you, I hope you understand. I know you are aware of that. If you know package and sell that properly, it will be, because I heard the Prime Minister and I heard Miss Julie said that they just can't go and abolish contract work like that, and we'll look at what it's going to cost, and the getting in touch with the union and whatnot. All that was being discussed. They know how much people are prepared and know that now. As you say, you may not hear nothing from the unions and that. It might be dormant. But the message has to be sold properly. So let us hope that there are people out there to sell the message, and let us hope that the NMP as a party get the message across to the people. Thanks to you. But how far are yours going to reach?
You're reaching far, man.
You go rich, man.
You're reaching the people.
You go rich.
The people know.
I hear what you say, but I ain't sure that.
No, man, the people know because the people calling and the people making it known. New dispensation.
Yeah.
Clifford, them people and them Clifford.
You know, I must admit that yesterday in the parliament, I thought that all the parliamentarians gave a good account of themselves. The young gentleman from Happy Hill seems to have some fires in him.
No, he's a upcomer.
Yes, it seems to be a thing.
Nola don't deal well too.
Huh?
Mr. Cox.
Yes. Oh, yeah. Well, Mr. Cox is seasoned already. Mr. Cox is a seasoned man already. He could play. He could play on any match now. The Duncan lady seems to be there, and many of them on the government side seem to be able to take care of themselves. Let us hope that they will see.
The Rahman guy sung well too. The business.
Very well.
Yeah.
The Rahman guy, I would want to put him as one of the shop. He was very good in his portrayal of giving account of himself. So it seems that you have a group of people.
But Clifford, at the same time, this present administration had a kind of retreat on agriculture. But the farmers representative, first thing he come within, they shoot it down, you know.
Yeah, I was concerned at that again. And he was shooting down even before they understand what he was saying.
Because so that to tell you how, that to tell you.
That was the thing, say he didn't understand it and let's leave it for next time.
But how you could do understand when you're receiving cabinet papers a while before, you're receiving parliamentary papers a while before to know what is being discussed. And if you didn't understand it when you read it, you knew you could have called the man
Perhaps he didn't read the cabinet papers yet. And remember, he's the head of
He's the leader of government business, but what is instructive, Clifford? He's also the Minister of Agriculture, what that thing comes under.
Yeah.
So you can't tell me you see something about agriculture and for farmers and you don't understand it. That is woefully inadequate.
Anyhow, as I say, I must give them some credit, and I hope that we could hear meaningful, because I am one that believes in opposition.
I don't give them credit for old talk, you know. Action I give credit for. They come and talk.
Well, let's hope that those talk come with action.
They could only talk because they talk in the campaign, or they go make people permanent, and now they saying that can happen. Me. They talk, they go pay pension even though they have to borrow money, and now they telling you all kind of nonsense. They calling the union now to have a discussion, to have a plan going forward. When Dr. Keith Mitchell spoke of that months ago. The same thing Dr. Keith Mitchell say in the address to the nation is the same thing they come telling people now. You know? And the union, when Dr. Keith Mitchell call them to sit down, they don't go in. I want to see if they will go
now. They will go now. They will go now.
Clifford loyal to 18, man. I could hear it in the voice.
That's my team. That's my team. I look at things from a bad perspective.
I want to see if they will go now. I want to see if candle won't go on light in the night by the Prime Minister home now. I want to see if man on a placard balling who must go and we want money now. I want to see. Because that's what he going on before.
That's true. That's what
facts.
The team was playing a one-side match.
And that's the bad thing or that thing, because you have a way of coming back to bite you up the backside.
Exactly. The team was definitely playing. Well, the leaders came out and said that, you know, the teachers leader came out and said, the other union came out and said that they played with this party because they thought they have it to offer. So they said it.
And Clifford.
Now we have to see whether or not it was what the play was for. It was a mistake.
All right, Clifford, thanks.
Cool.
Clifford, listen to this. You go?
No, I did.
Stay there. Clifford. There are 5 senators yesterday who holds government ministers' portfolio. Senator Gloria Thomas, she is the Minister in Social Development and Gender Affairs. The AG, Senator Claudette Joseph. Senator Laquette Laco, Minister of Health. David Andrew, Senator, Minister of Education. And Senator Adrian Poswida Thomas, Minister of Agriculture.
Yeah, Minister.
So you say, Clifford, and I'm taking your words for it, I'm having a discussion, you know. You say that they did well. The Prime Minister say that if you have to pay them well because you don't want corruption and others, and they give them $2,000 in traveling allowance. But yesterday, none of those ministers make a ministerial statement in the People's House. But you say they did well. But they inform the people nothing. Clifford, they are ministers. And they should not leave us to speculate. And being in the house, where the people's business is being discussed. They duty bound to give us ministerial statements. Not one. Not one, Clifford, spoke anything out ministerial statement.
No, they did.
And they pay them and they get $2,000 extra on their money. For what? About the work, the Prime Minister said they work hard, and if you pay them cheap, you'll get cheap representation. Well, like cheap representation to take back the damn money.
Well, if
the daily representation we getting from them, they don't deserve the $2,000. And I'm saying that without no apology. Because none of the 5 ministers in the lower house.
The representative for Victor St. Mark, he is in the parliament, but he doesn't hold any position.
Clifford.
Are you aware of that?
Clifford, Senator Gloria Thomas is a minister. Senator Claudia Joseph is a minister.
Yeah, I understand you.
Senator Jonathan Lackwet is a minister. Senator David Andrew is a minister.
Yeah.
Senator Adrian Thomas is a minister. And not one informed the Grenadian public with no ministerial statement. But the Prime Minister say if you pay them cheap, you're getting cheap representation. But they give us cheap representation yesterday. So take back the damn money. Gay.
I know. Before
how they could come to the nation and what and hold on Clifford and they boasting that what the past administration didn't do in 5 years, they do it in months, you know.
Well, I don't support that strategy.
And even when the House of Representatives sit, there was no ministerial statement, but they boasting out 100 days achievement. How you could achieve things in 100 days and you don't give it no ministerial statement? But they are constant fooling the Grenadian public because they fool them with permanent. And they fool them with pension. And they fool them, they go trap the seaweed. And all them kind of thing. And so they don't have no respect for the Grenadian people. 5 ministers in the house yesterday. They fighting to shoot down something from the senator report in the farmers. But they don't give it nothing, no ministerial statement.
Let me ask you
and the Prime Minister say about you have to pay them the cheap representation.
Let me ask you a question before I go. We had Mr. This Pelma Brave Boy from Sorted, your area, who was a senator too, but she was never representing any area in the parliament. Now we have Mr. Britton, who is a senator again, but doesn't represent any area. How you see to that?
No, but that is customary thing because during one of the NMP terms, Mr. Matt, the gentleman from Karaku, I think Kindra's matching husband, used to be a senator and they had no portfolio either. So it's not a new or a novelty or something that never happened before.
Yeah, dynamo.
Well, take care.
All right, take care, bro. Yeah, Igwe. Igwe, 5 ministers yesterday. None of them tell the nation not now the ministry. But they boasting they achieve so much in 100 days. What is it just promises or lies? You have all this achievement. The Minister in Education could attack because they say they achieve school fees. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So this thing, and I want to be fair with them on that thing and so other thing.
We have a next call. You want to take it?
Yes, let's take the call.
Good morning.
Good morning, Master Carl, and the other co-host.
Morning.
Yeah. I call as one of the workers that was terminated. After
Terminated where?
that from the Ministry of Infrastructure called Eastern Road Division.
And they replace all you already are here?
Yeah. We received that letter on Thursday at about after 9 Thursday morning. And when you read the letter, it was stating Friday was our last day on the job.
Yeah.
And on the 10th of October, which was the next working day, they were putting on those shelves. But my thing, when you listen to Deacon Mitchell,
Honorable Deacon Mitchell, do?
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Honorable Deacon Mitchell. And to the AG, they're stating that there is a lot of persons in the system. So therefore, they cannot regularize, which they promised previous to getting into office during the campaign. Now, if there is too much people, Master Carl, and this is causing a problem to workers being regularized. But as soon as you dismiss, you have replacement. Then what is the rocket science there? You see, those seats are not vacant, you know. They've been filled with other persons. So the system remains the same. There is no difference. What is the match? What's the difference? Eh?
No.
Nothing like that is going on there. So this thing about they cannot regularize because there are too much persons in the system and it's causing a problem in time to come. I see it as a no-no. I see those dismissals as victimization. It's a capital V. An uppercase V. That's all. You will tell me after 9 years in serving the government of Grenada, not NNC, not NDC, not GOLC. We were working for the government of Grenada, Carriacou and Pichimat. And you see fit to dismiss us on no grounds. That is the next thing.
Well, that
No
political
grounds.
victimization.
Exactly. No grounds. The letter has no grounds.
Not a reason for her to go. And seeing that the fact that they put other people to work, that means all the position is needed.
You understand? They want the job for their people.
Work for the boys.
You understand? And then you stating that there is a bloat and there is too much persons and it had to be regularized. The teacher is not vacant. And there are a bunch of jokers, you know. And you know when you're doing things with malice and wickedness in heart.
Spite.
None of them cannot do the work.
And when I talking about poor people children,
Yeah?
they just vex when I mention poor people because only poor people children they doing that.
You understand? Master Carl, let me tell you something. From the words of one of the current ladies who they have in the streets right now. Why they didn't let we train under them ladies? They put us here and we can do the work.
Boy, this 1500 days, man. 1500 days.
So they're taking
1500 days for the 15. 1500 days for the 15.
You understand? They should have been trained. They're not capable. They don't have what it takes to do such work. Because they feel we was on the airport and it was a matter of having the ability and power to give somebody a day work and take out that person's name and say they'll give them and
Yes.
give this one.
That's what going on.
What our job entailed.
It's like ethnic cleansing.
That is what they call our
Political
job entailed.
cleansing.
You understand? That is what the topic it entails. Work power for persons out there, especially in the debushing. But Master Carl, while they come there, they have 2 fortnights in the debushing. And you talk about mess and tata and corruption. Persons with work, prominent work, was given the opportunity to supervise gangs. They go in every day to work. Some of them, they used to be they're currently working at the cocoa board in Moncton, and they were supervisors on the road.
So,
there were some in home in Croshoe.
Yeah. I know about those who are working in the home in Crucial and they were supervisors. We know that. And they can't do that. That's facts.
It's facts. And then you have some of them stating, what used to happen in NNP time can happen in NBC time. Well,
Yeah, that they say in that daytime.
This corruption, this thing used to go on in NNP time. So please, according to the children there, when you talk about what used to happen in NNP time, can go on in NBC time. These things that them used to go on in NNP time, this is corruption. And the persons who hold those positions, they have the strength and the power. They were the one putting the gangs out. So then they decided, you see me, I will take a supervising work.
But let me tell you something. They're talking about NNP time. And you know a lot of NNP left the voting finger on the shelf.
A lot of them
because they felt that only NDC people are getting forward. You know?
Exactly.
I know in my constituency, when you ask a lot of people why you didn't go out and exercise your franchise, they say by only NDC people dedicated in for.
Yes, so therefore.
So they can't come with this argument about that.
You understand? Therefore they had NNP supporters saying They have gripes, so they don't want to vote. Because NDC alone they giving thing and the NDC alone they looking out for. When this is what cause a lot of people don't go out and vote on June 23rd, Master Carl.
But after June 23rd, I see poor people, children cry. All now tears coming from the eye.
What you mean? Some of them hiding and
I beg them, please open the eye.
When you listen to what the Honorable Deacon Mitchell is saying now, to what the former Prime Minister Dr. Keith Mitchell said before, you sit in and you analyze and you say, but where is the difference? Even if you didn't go to school, Master Carl, you know what is going on there.
Even people like me who eat my food, my lunch early, I understand what's going on.
It's what you call the same difference.
1,500 days, man. Don't worry. 1,500 days. Let's see if they're going to make that.
No, we have...
And caller, what I appreciate you calling this morning, And I want other persons like you who they make go. Use this medium and let the people hear.
Yeah, just call.
Because what some of them saying, are you saying that and nobody don't call in and say that? Call because I have the letters and them and so on. But I like people call, so other persons who they working with you, let them call the station when I'm on and let the people hear.
And the spite and malice is so much great amongst them that you have persons who supported them. Oh, yes, they had to go because NMP don't in power, NDC were there, all of them had to go. So we are not doing it. So
No, like you come from foreign.
So right now, Master Carl, we going and seek jobs in Europe.
Job in Europe.
Because we no longer Grenadians. We're not able to work in Grenada. Within Grenada, Carriacou and Magnet. So we're going elsewhere. You understand? We cannot work down here again. We no longer could get a job down here. You understand?
That pure victimization, political cleansing.
Exactly. But there is a God above.
Looking down with love.
That is what I know.
And they could do it, but not as long as they want to do it. Let them know that.
Exactly. The old people say it will be for long, but not forever. So I just thought I should call in.
No, I appreciate that call full 100.
Yeah, full 100.
And I want you to encourage other persons to call too. Let the people hear from their own mouth.
Yeah, I have to speak out.
Each time we can't continue to do say nothing.
No.
Because they're doing this thing and still say it's lying.
Yeah. I prepare to go on any medium and speak out. Because we have lots of grievances. No, we have our loans to pay and within a day.
Food on the table. Children to send to school. Loans, mortgages, bills.
And then you come and say we're getting 2 months pay. In lieu of 2 months pay.
What is the ground for making all your go?
No ground. What about a year of service? Where is our compensation?
And them say, the Prime Minister say, if you've been that long in those positions, he say by the stroke of a pen, you know.
Like the pen in finish, Master Carl?
Yeah, like the pen no ink.
No,
the pen break.
Yeah, the ink finish.
So if all the little son should pass the Prime Minister's spot, them what look for that?
They say revenge.
He call it retroactive or rest.
Yeah, retroactive justice.
Retroactive justice. Restorative justice.
Yeah.
So to take advantage on poor people children.
Yeah.
But every time people take advantage of poor people children in the past, they pay for it.
Exactly.
So I don't have no I leaving it in the bosom of the ancient of this. He go deal with it. And watch, tell them karma know everybody address, even minds, you know. When karma have to come and look for you, you have to ask people for you. You know?
People say karma is a beach.
Not a beach, man.
Karma is a dirty beach.
So let me don't go bad with the language. Let me the language. Let me couch it different.
Yeah.
So thank you, caller, and that call was refreshing this morning. Be blessed and be strong, and we have to unite and energize the NNP base. We have to energize the NNP base because we never know how soon the call will come. We have to rally around the NNP base and the NNP leadership And this nonsense that some saying, our Dr. Keith Mitchell, we need Dr. Keith Mitchell no more than ever.
They say you used to do like in Grenada, but they can't see who claiming like they buy Grenada and juice.
Yeah, they walking around like the only place.
You can't see that, yeah.
All right, so take care.
That's nice one.
From the people's mouth.
Yeah, man. You didn't say it.
Igwe. Real FM and the extension and political when they do ordinary, you know, is facts, you know. I'm so happy that caller make known what's going on because a lot of times they're acolytes.
Somebody have a question here for you.
Yeah.
What happened to Scholar? Which ministry is he in?
ITC or some ministry, so.
ITC?
Yeah.
We have one more call. Let me take it and then it's 5 to 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
Good morning.
Hey, good morning, Igwe. Good morning, Mr. Carl.
Good morning.
Mr. Carl, I remember the election campaign. Like Mitchell was saying to the Grenadian people, this thing, if you go to put everybody on the contract, what would be the implication in going forward to deal with the pension? And the government, at the opportunity at the time, which is the government now, was saying to the Grenadian people that like Mitchell and NNP lying to them. And when I listened yesterday to the Senate sitting, and exactly what the Commissioner was saying, that's what the Minister of Attorney General and the Legal Affairs Minister was saying, Clyde Joseph. You know, so the IWA, these people know, because there are people who know the truth, and they know definitely you cannot employ everybody into the public service. You cannot have some people must be on contract. They know that, right? So when people say that they don't know, they know definitely that is impossible to do, but they just sit down, they go in the lab and they manufacture to lie on the Grenadian people just to get them to vote for them. When they get them to vote for them, they will come and tell them that. Which I feel that is injustice. That is not right to lie to people. And when you get where you want to withdraw, you call and sing a different song to the Grenadian people. I was speak the truth, and the truth is set you free. And
the truth setting you free, that don't mean there are consequence to it.
There are consequences to it. Yeah, that's true. Right? So when I listen right now, I know the heart of the Grenadian people. Because some of them to vote for the permanent. And they vote for the permanent, but they get a permanent, and the permanent get a permanent home, where they lose a job. They lose a job and they're home. They have mortgage to pay. They're trying to send to school. They have to buy food to put on the train table. I can't understand how some people could sit down and rejoice and be happy with that. To be happy with that. I could call upon people. The symbol is the heart. We should have a heart for one another. Mm-hmm. A heart of love. A heart that where we should care about one another. And I always say, a country to go forward, everybody had to get a portion of the pie. Everybody should benefit from whatsoever good is coming for the country. Everybody should benefit from it.
Yeah, but caller, don't forget the heart is deceitfully wicked.
I know.
Said the word. Thus said the Lord.
Yeah, thus said the Lord.
Not Master Caller said. Thus said the Lord. The heart is deceitfully wicked. I didn't make that up.
Yeah, because you know something again, like what the word God say for lack of knowledge, my people perish.
Yes.
But then you know some people they're fully knowledgeable of what is going on and what is going on. But they tell us that they go play with the mind of the people because they say people don't have certain knowledge about certain things. And see what Massacre, a lot of people don't believe. A lot of public servants who work in the system. You know, like me and we not working in the system. So like if we come and tell them definitely the pension thing, everybody cannot be permanent, they want to believe us. I see that a lot of people have friends, they believe me the friend, what the friends see.
Yes.
So then your friend what lead you astray. But the one who take
yeah, caller, just wrap up because we run out of time.
All right.
All right, bless.
Just before you go on to say one thing, Gates. Supplemental to the budget. During the NNP reign of 2007, the supplemental was 86.7 million. 2018, the supplemental was 36 million. 2019, the supplemental was 9 million. 2020, the supplemental was 50 million. 2021 was 54.9 million. And you remember we went through pandemic and everything during that time. But just so, NDC come for supplemental, $194 million. So when we see, give me that song, when we see the new driver cannot drive, the new driver cannot drive. So folks, we continue that conversation on Friday. And we continue the conversation next Sunday.
On Sunday too.
So tune in.
All right.
And the people who make go call us. Read all the letter that they hear.
Triple N. Informative, entertaining, and first. Every hour on the hour.
This is the latest news update produced by Triple N. Details when we get back.